So, Obortech, or is it Obortech? Obortech is seeing quite a pump. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether or not this pump is justified. I'm not here to tell you whether or not you should be buying, but I will say this. Check your FOMO. So let's get straight to it. This is not a kind of price behavior that you want to be messing with. You don't really want to be putting all of your life savings into the project right now. Let's look at the fundamentals and see whether this is a project that you should look for a good entry position into in case you want to invest for the long term. You really don't want to be chucking in all of your life savings. You really don't want to be FOMOing into a project right now without understanding what it's doing. And that's why I'm making this video, because a lot of people are showing active interest in the project right now. Whether or not this is the right investment for you is why I'm making this video. I'm just strictly looking at the fundamentals because a lot of my patrons and a lot of viewers of my channel on my Telegram group are interested in this project as it is. And it's quite an interesting project really. I've gone through it quickly. It works in the supply chain industry, and that's an industry I believe will do very well, especially once the pandemic gets lifted. So first of all, let me just quickly tell you what exchanges you can find it on. You can find it on Uniswap and PancakeSwap, both decentralized exchanges. I have no experience with Probit Global, so I wouldn't really recommend that. However, if you want to trade with cheap fees, PancakeSwap will be the way to go. So Obortech is definitely an interesting project. It's got this smart hub that allows users to actively trace their items, throughout from production down to hand delivery. So I really think this is very important. And when looking at a project like this, you have to ask yourself, why should this be on the blockchain? Well, it's because we want this kind of data to be immutable. When tracking objects, there are some kind of information that are extremely sensitive that you don't want to be tampered with, and this is where the blockchain comes to enhance projects like this. The smart hub not only makes it traceable, but in a manner that you can be sure it hasn't been tampered with. So I think that's what Obortech is doing. Unlike centralized systems, the smart hub users themselves have more control over the network, leading its adoption and gets benefits from the revenue stream. So this project has a $5 million market cap. Is just a low cap gem in my opinion, and its tokenomics is good, over 55% already in circulation out of the 300 maximum supply. We've got over 150 million in circulation already. Their Twitter is also quite active. I mean, we see regular posts and engagement here on Twitter, and one of the best things about this project is it's already being used actively. We can already see it's being used in the agricultural sector. So this Internet of Things, this supply chain industry, I believe the blockchain actually makes it better. So on their website, we can see they deal with blockchain, Internet of Things, and Web3, all narratives within the crypto space that I believe that I'm quite bullish on. The smart hub of Obortech is actually good. This is a project that a lot of people are going crazy about it now. A lot of people are showing interest. I have no idea why, but if you are going to show interest in a project like this, at least try to understand the fundamentals. At least try to understand what the project is doing, and yeah, you can have a good idea from the website. Increase operational efficiency, reduce disputes. These are the kind of things you want to see when you are dealing with the supply chain. More control, more trust, more guarantee. And you see things like this, things that deal with sensitive information. You see how the blockchain actually gives people peace of mind within this industry. So it's already being used by several institutions, so there's adoption within this kind of project, and it's also future proof. That means it's also got a long-term potential. Obortech is easily accessible through the web and mobile user interface, and this is personally one of my favorite parts: a tamper-proof, unified and online document exchange. There are information out there that you really don't want to be tampered with. Medical information, transferring data from one spot to another. You really don't want information like this to be tampered with. The smart hub allows secure sharing and exchange of documents with the supply chain partners using blockchain power, version control, IoT, and so on, and is also decentralized. So we've got an experienced team also behind it that have been working in places like IBM, Harvard, and so on. We're going to look at some of the use cases that this Obortech project has been used with, and you can already see that it's a project that is in demand and it has a lot of potential. Obortech has been used for mining logistics, it has been used for agriculture, and it has been used for food and so many other kinds of supply chain narratives. Why I really like this project is because I can see a real world use case, real world utility. This is something that I believe is severely lacking in the crypto space. People are jumping in on these projects right now without really understanding this thing, and I would really appreciate it if my viewers can understand what a project actually stands for. That's way they can understand that, okay, I'm buying this project and I'm holding it for the long term, because they can actually see how useful the project is and what it can do in the future. If you've been a subscriber to my channel for a long time, you would know I'm bullish on VeChain and the supply chain narratives. So Obortech being in the same field can give you an idea of how high such a project can go and how high the market cap can go. So sitting at a market cap of around 5 million, you know that there's just so much room, especially if this pandemic restriction gets lifted, if there's going to be more movement, there's going to be more logistics. I believe a project like this would do very well. It's got good fundamentals, good tokenomics, and an active team on Twitter. So to those of you who are interested in investing in this project, I would recommend you check your FOMO, do some research, find out why you like this project, because oftentimes you will see that if you do research on a project and you like the project and you understand the project, you'll be able to hold it more long term, and you can take advantages of the dip and dollar cost average into them. That's it for this video, guys. I just really want to get this quickly out there. Be sure to subscribe, it really helps me out a lot. Thank you so much. Like, share, comment down below on any other project or topic you'd like me to cover, and I hope to see you next time. Stay safe and take care.